So today we're going to talk bino harnesses. This is a common one. Everybody has a different flavor. Some folks have never used binoculars when they're hunting just because they just hunt close quarters, or maybe they grew up hunting their own little private spot. To maybe you're going out on your first Western hunt and you got to get binoculars because everybody's telling you got a glass and you're thinking, what the hell is glassing? Or maybe you're just looking to upgrade. Whatever the case is, these are 3 different styles of binocular harnesses that you may venture into, okay? And there's different ones out there. There's more of them out there. But these are 3 that I have on hand that either I use or rent out, whatever the case is. And they all have their perks. And I would say they have their disadvantages too, right? There's pros and cons to everything. I got a pair of 10x42 razors here, just in context of size and use to the binocular harnesses that you have. Don't mind my homies here, Foxy and Porcupine. They are my night lights on the patio here. And yeah, with that, let's get rolling here. So let's start from the most basic concept of harness. Okay, this is a completely open harness. Now you can find tons of these different brands. I have them from Dead Downwind. Very simple. I don't remember if I got these as part of like a promotion package with my scent proofing or whatever the case was, but this was my very first style of binocular harness. And growing up in the Midwest, you know, binoculars weren't that big of a thing because we were usually hiking, you know, small game hunting. We wouldn't use binoculars. We'd just walk around and hike around and find squirrels or rabbits or whatever the case was. And that's what you did. It wasn't really until I got into Western hunting that I really had an infatuation and love with optics, and that's really where these started coming in for me. So here's how simple this is. You basically have clips and rings. So you're basically going to be putting this on some capacity here. This is going to clip into your binoculars, and I put literally some keychain loops on here, and then you are going to track this back and clip these in. Yeah, I know you're probably hearing metal clanking and all that kind of stuff. That's it. It's your binocular harness. Now, nice part, super easy to use, right? You don't have to worry about any fumbling. Clips in, clips out. You have them on you. It's great. So for simplicity, something lightweight, something just easy to use, and honestly you don't have to worry about anything really going wrong aside for maybe your clips because they're plastic, which I have had happen. Okay, I will tell you that. But essentially those are really your pros of this. Your pros are it's super easy to use, it's super light, you don't have to worry about, you know, having an extra pound or two. You don't have to worry about adding any extra accessories to it besides some key rings on your binoculars. And you know, it's nice. I would say that this is a perfect starter binocular harness for somebody that really wants to start getting involved. These will average you somewhere in between like 10 to 20 bucks. I mean, you're really talking something cheap. Okay, what are the cons of it? Well, the true cons of this are, you know, on something like this, it is plastic, it's cheap, right? I've had these crack. I've had these little buckles break. What else? I've had it where these buckles don't hold tight anymore to the strap. So then if you're putting your binocular harness on, that strap just lets loose. So those are some disadvantages of it. These Dead Downwind ones, and I've seen some other ones have it too. Yeah, so they have these little openings, and these openings you can tie different things to it. So I've seen folks that are bird hunting, they'll put some calls off of this. Elk hunting, you can tie a few like elk calls, cow calls, you know. I've seen some of those little plastic holders where you put your reed calls in them. So you can get creative with it. You know, again, it's a very simple thing. So make it your own. Okay, now you're going to jump into a closed harness. Now, I'm going to tell you this, there's 100 different options out there, and this year in 2023, when this is, you know, being put together, The biggest thing that's changing is we're going from non-magnetic to magnetic to now back to non-magnetic products over, I would say, the past 3 years or so. So this is a FHF gear. This is a size medium, okay? And what I would say about this is now you've upped the cover game, which another con of having just this is if it rains or snows, you're gonna get moisture in here. This is really the next chapter to it, where it makes it more advantageous to have something like this because you have a cover and you have some pockets. So same thing, it's gonna cover, okay? Super simple. Now I have a rangefinder pouch, so you can buy additional accessories like this, and you're gonna clip in. Okay, same deal. Clip in. Okay, now this product, you know, now you're talking $100, right? And now I have some shot shells here from turkey season. I got some more shot shells here. I typically like to have like a scent checker for elk hunting or deer hunting or whatever the case is. And then again, this is just a little elastic loop that just clips onto this. Okay, so that's how it closes. Now here's my 10x42s in a size medium. Fits damn well, perfect. Closes. I can walk around, everything's fine. And then if I need my rangefinder pouch, I have this attached to the bottom here on a little loop. I can grab this. Same deal. Now I can range. Okay. The other piece in here is these have clips to connect to your binocular straps. So I have a pair of Swaros. My Swaros are typically my main binocular, so those have my attachment points to these. So instead of these little key rings, they got a little piece of fabric that loops in here and is the male to female connector for these. Okay, so it just clips in, and then when you take them out, you'll have enough room where you can actually visually look, and then you put them back in. They're adjustable, same deal. Okay, so perk of this, I would say it's still fairly light. I think it's multi-use because you can add different things to it. It's adjustable, which I like, and I like the security of having it clipped in, but you can unclip them if that makes it easier for you. I really like the fact that it covers my binoculars, especially out west. If you're getting rain or snow, or honestly, I think my biggest pet peeve out west has been just the grasses and sand and stuff like that. Like, it gets windy, you know, you're crawling around, you're gonna get crunchy, dry, you know, grasses and leaves and stuff. And on a harness like this, while again not knocking it for what it is, I think it's great for what it is, having it covered is great. Okay, here's the other one, which before we talk on this, I like a loop or some other form of closure versus a magnetic piece, but I know a lot of people like magnet closures, so we'll get to that on this next one here. With this also, a lot of them start having some pockets, so that's another point that I like. You have pockets on the back here. Okay, so this is a nice one. I like to typically put my cell phone in that pocket, but you can also put your license, you can put calls. I mean, you could again get pretty creative in here, but it's a fairly decent sized pocket. I mean, I'd say what, it's a 6 inches by maybe 6 inches, 7 inches by 6 inches, something like that. So pretty fair deal. And then with these, again, they are modular, so you can add different things on the bottom of here. So you can add like a bear spray holder, or you know, a holder for your pistol if you're carrying, or another rangefinder holder. I mean, you can molly strap all kinds of stuff to it. So hope that adds. Okay, now let's get into this. So this is a pretty big beast. So I posted this inside here, or put it inside here. But you're gonna see this one, it's a lot bigger. Okay, same deal. So I'm gonna put this on so you can see in context of size. Okay, this is a Big Stone, it's called, and this is a brand that not many people have heard of, but they make some pretty fantastic products. I think it's Rigid, R-I-G-I-D, if I recall. But anyways, All right, so this thing, yeah, I kind of feel like I got a little cooler on my belly here. Okay, so this is cool. It's got little pockets, so you can put some stuff in here. So this is really made for like read calls. But again, you can get creative. I would put a scent checker here myself. This has magnets though. It's got a magnet literally right here and right here, so it closes. So this is a front closure, okay, meaning it goes towards the front. Then you have the kind of like back closure too that you can have. And then you have your pocket. Now, this thing is fantastic for a couple of reasons. One of them being, this thing is damn near like weatherproof. It's got literally waterproof zippers here. So if you actually have something in here that you don't want to get wet, like for me, this would probably be batteries for a camera. Again, you can do the rangefinder in here. It actually comes with this stretchy piece that can connect to your rangefinder, and then you can put it in there. So that's a perk. And you can get creative. My rangefinder, let's see, will it fit in this piece? Yeah, it would. So this is stretchy, so you can put the rangefinder in there. However, it'd be a pain in the ass, honestly, to take it out and then try to put it back in. So I'd probably be putting it up in the front here. Again, you got another pocket in the back, and then you got a zippered pocket that's weathered on the back end of this, which I think is pretty snazzy, right here. And you can tell they're waterproof pockets because of how these are closed. And then it's just like, it's like this reinforced weatherproof panel that you can see. So it's very common on like backpacks and stuff. So fantastic product. I would say I like the strapping. I like this mesh strapping. I think that's very nice. It lets you breathe a little bit more instead of sweating. I like that it's weatherproof. I like that it's big in some facets, just because you have more space to put stuff, especially if you're going on a long trip and you need that sizing. A couple downfalls: it's a little bit heavier. Let's be honest. I mean, we're not talking a ton of weight here. I mean, we're talking maybe a few ounces, so you don't have to worry about it like weighing you down or anything. But everything counts. The thing that I don't like, the only thing that I don't like about this thing, I don't like magnets. Some people love the magnets. I despise the magnets. I'll tell you why. On your phone, when you have your phone here, right? So let's say I put my phone in the back pocket or whatnot, and you have your Onyx or your base map or whatever mapping software you're using, that compass has poor interaction, let's call it that, with the magnet, because the magnet is changing where your directional patterns are. So I've had it in times where I'm using a magnetic harness, and again, this is me, I'm not saying it's you. I know a lot of folks that say they never had issues with the magnets. I don't know how. My GPS is all over the place. What was it, 2 years ago, we're in Wyoming, and I literally have it tracked, and on the way back it's telling me that I'm going the wrong way. I'm going south instead of north. And I'm like, there's no way, this doesn't look similar. But then I'm exhausted, I'm packing out an animal, and I'm not necessarily questioning my GPS either, but my buddy is like, dude, I know it kind of looks the same, but we're going the wrong way, we gotta go the other way. And it took me 5 minutes. I'm literally looking at my line of sight going, I mean, he's right, we gotta go there. I don't understand what the GPS is. It dawned on me, the magnets were screwing with it. So I started playing around with it, testing it out, and sure as hell, those magnets totally jacked everything up. So I've been using this now for a couple years, but now this year, a lot of companies have gone to a different closure method. Some of them have gone to more magnets because they're really into it. But more and more companies are offering something that's non-magnetic, except instead of them opening this way, they are opening the other way. So you actually would close it, and there's like a little stretch fabric that goes over here that closes it, so you don't have to use magnets. And when you open it, it opens back out this way. So the convenience of that is, instead of opening this flap up against you and it keep kind of falling when you're trying to put stuff in there, now it's opening this other way. And I think the company really that pioneered that or did that well in the first place was Badlands. Badlands has always had their binocular harnesses opening this way, which is great, but they're all magnetic. And I know for a fact they have one now that's out, that's non-magnetic, and it closes that way. That might be maybe where I go next, but in context of today's video, these are pretty common, you know, 3 binocular harnesses that pretty much anybody will venture to at some point. So again, if you're new, if you've hunted for years, it doesn't matter. You know, I'm just trying to give you an idea of what to expect here. I did not size test this for you, but this can take a pretty chunky binocular in here. So these are 10s. Now granted, the razors are a fairly small size 10. My Swaros are a little bit bigger than this. I have some Mavens that are bigger than this. So this thing like eats it. And then, you know, you can see it's weatherproofing, it's great. There's also, did not show you, but there's also Velcro pieces where you actually could take this thing out. And that is pretty awesome too. You can wash it, you can stick other things in between here. So there's some more perks to this thing. So for what you get, I mean, you can't complain for the money. Just know that potentially with your magnet issue that you could have, that could potentially piss you off out in the field. So with that said, hope you got something out of this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel. That would help me out greatly. You know, if you have any questions, let me know, post them down below. If you have any comments, go for it. Tell me what you think. You know, what kind of binocular harness are you using here? You know, are you using the simplest? Or are you kind of using this middle of the road option closure? Or are you using the magnetic closure? You know, what's your favorite brand, so on and so forth. You know, we all have a little bit different, but I know for somebody that's watching the video and potentially looking at the comments, they might get something out of that as well. I will link all 3 of these below so you can see them, and a couple of other ones. So just know that they will be there for you, and if you need anything, holler. Check out the website, www.east2westhunts, for any tag applications, hunt planning, and gear rentals. Till next time, scout, hunt, and repeat. Thanks so much. Bye.